What's going on, Mixed Reactions community? You have reached Ian Blackwell, and I am in Las Vegas, Nevada, home of my Las Vegas Raiders. I'm just kidding. Wow, Casey's had an effect on me. And I'm here with one of my co-hosts, Casey Merritt. We're missing Coach Dunks tonight. How you doing today, Casey?
Aside from nothing really going on in the sports world right now that's permitted for mixed reactions to talk about, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely I'm doing all right as well. One person's I don't know if he's doing all right because the pressure of the world is on him, and that's JJ Redick. Had his introductory press conference as Lakers coach. He's saying that the expectation is a championship. I don't really think there's another acceptable answer when you're
Of course.
coaching a franchise like that. But what do you feel, just in general, what do you feel about the hire of JJ Redick, and how do you see him faring in his first year?
Well, as far as the hire of JJ Redick, I think he has a great basketball mind. And so this is not an indictment on that when I say this.
Certainly.
I just don't know how successful he's going to be in his first year. I mean, when you take a look at how the Lakers roster is constructed, LeBron's going to be in year 21. AD has yet to show that he can stay healthy for a full season. Aside from last year, he played his full, the highest games of his career of 77. But at the same time, I just don't see the Lakers as a championship contending roster. Definitely some moves need to be made. A lot of people are making the argument that he got this job solely based on his relationship and his podcast with LeBron. I'm kind of sad that they're ending that podcast now. It was a great basketball listen. Be kind of funny to have them go through it as coach and player. Um, I can't really. It's tough to put an expectation on a first-time coach that's never even coached at a collegiate level, let alone the NBA level. Um, I think that there's going to be, obviously it's the Lakers, so there's going to be headlines for days regarding them no matter what. So I feel
Yeah.
that this is going to be a very, very Laker central regular season coming across here. But at the same time, he's a young coach. I feel like if you truly want to see the best of JJ Redick, you're going to have to give him a couple years. And they shown with Darvin Ham, with Frank Vogel, it doesn't look like they're willing to do that if you don't bring close to a championship within 2 to 3 years. It's almost like your window's up. I don't want that
Mhm.
to affect JJ because I think he potentially could make a great coach. He's young. He has a great basketball mind, evident on that podcast that he does with LeBron. He's got to show, obviously, that he can be a leader of men, that he's not there to be their friend, but he's their coach. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, that's that you bring up a lot of valid concerns, but before I kind of get into my take, I know you mentioned when you're the coach of the Lakers, all eyes are going to be on you. Lakers and Celtics. I think the Celtics are the best franchise ever because people want to talk about they won with so few teams in the league, but and I've changed my tune. I used to say Lakers, but the Lakers were still around when the Celtics were winning those championships. So that definitely, it's not like the Lakers came in the league years later. But I'm saying all that just to say, I think the Lakers, regardless of the Celtics being the best franchise, the Lakers are certainly the most polarizing franchise.
Absolutely.
We obviously, I mean, I guess a baseball equivalent would be the Yankees. I
NFL's
guess football would
Cowboys.
be the. But the thing, yeah, I was gonna say the Cowboys, the first thing that came to mind. But the thing with the NBA, it's like we have become. So let's just kick it back. Going back to the fucking. I think the Lakers might have. I could double check. The Lakers won one. They won in the '70s. They won in the '80s. They didn't win the '90s, but they won the very first year of the 2000s. They
Yeah,
won one in
that's repeat.
2010. 20. So the Lakers have just. We've become so accustomed to seeing we associate the Lakers with greatness, and kind of getting back to the JJ Redick thing. This is just it's gonna be a Lakers central season. Like it's gonna be all
Absolutely.
about LeBron. If the Lakers lose a close game and LeBron does it. Date JJ Redick up all the way back. It's going to be all over Sports Center the next day. If he's all the way back to the huddle, it does it back up. Like, does JJ, and I think he has a great basketball mind, but you said it perfectly. It comes down to being a leader of men. I'm not doubting JJ Redick's manhood. I'm not even doubting his toughness. but we have never seen him in any authoritative role. When he
Exactly.
was a veteran later in his career, he was definitely one of the, I've heard on his podcast, he was one of the, the veteran guys. But it's different because you say he's a great basketball mind, you need to be a great leader of men. And I like that you brought those two things up because it's you they're completely separate things I think that you have to execute. Um I think it doesn't matter what the fuck you know. And I know this from my, personal life. If you can't communicate it, if you can't motivate others, what you know is essentially useless. I'm not putting JJ Redick's basketball knowledge below, anybody for the most part. But is he able to communicate that? Is he able to coach in a way that affects winning? I'm not doubting JJ Redick's ability to, there's a reason LeBron likes him, but can he communicate that? There's been a lot of guys that have known X's and O's better than some of these coaches that are winning. Because at the end of the day, when we think about the great coaches, Pat Riley, Spoelstra, even, they
Well, even
all.
especially when it comes to JJ, I mean, let's not act like LeBron doesn't have just as good, if not a better basketball mind than JJ anyways.
Yeah, no,
No
for
offense to
sure. And
JJ, but
no. I don't think it's any. I don't even think it's a discredit to JJ. Like LeBron's basketball, the way that LeBron sees the game, it's so much more, I think, complex than anybody else. I remember, and this is when he was coaching. I think Bryce. He was young, and he's like, you got mad because you missed a shot, but you got the rebound down here. You made the pass. One could argue he's noticing those things because it's his son, but LeBron understands making winning basketball plays. And there's going
absolutely.
to come a point in the season. The thing is, my whole thing is like, if LeBron wants the ball, LeBron's getting the ball. So if he tells JJ Redick in the huddle, no, draw a play up to give me the, I don't know, man. Like, I I can't compare it to our ordinary ass lives, but when you have such a good a friendship and you fucking chilling on a podcast with somebody and cussing because you're so familiar with them, and then you have to go. I'm pretty fucking sure LeBron is older than Jay, like by a few couple years than Jay. Well, JJ was a senior in '06, so they're probably about the same age. LeBron might have a year on him. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be we're not going to get into our way too early NBA predictions yet, but it's going to be
No,
interesting to
God.
see. I mean, and you think about the Lakers' defense too last season at times. Like Darvin Ham, for all of his, granted they it seemed a lot of times they couldn't cover three to save their life. With all of his shortcomings, that team played some defense. Like they locked down on defense. They had when AD was healthy, which it was a big if. They were always good on defense. They didn't commit any fouls, number 4 in the league in not committing fouls. And they shot the second most free throws in the league, but they were only in the middle of the league for percentage, but they almost shot 80% as a team, 78% for the whole year. So I mean there are some positives to what the Lakers are doing. One might even argue they just ran into a buzzsaw. I mean the Lakers were winning most of that series. Don't forget. Don't
Yeah,
you know what
they
I'm
led
saying?
for over 100 minutes of that series.
And fucking lost 4-1. That we said multiple times that was one of the most entertaining sweeps ever. And another thing, has this not been the longest playoffs? That seems like fucking ages ago that the
Yeah, I
Lakers and
know.
Nuggets closed out their series.
Well, you got to
Um,
think, man. Playoffs start in April. The finals don't end until June. The playoffs are damn near a different season within themselves.
yeah, I was saying the finals don't start till June, if I'm not mistaken, or like very, or
Yeah.
yeah, early, yeah. So, and that's the thing I always say about the playoffs, man. It's like a different story with the storylines. Before we get into, and this is gonna be a fun segment because with so little going on, we're gonna do a little movie review on the show. But what is one team? We're gonna do a two-part question. I want you to give me a team that you think is gonna break through and not necessarily surprise people. Like I guess you could pick a team that's on the fringe we're already talking about, but a team that finally, excels, and then also a team that is going to be disappointing. I know I kind of threw it on you, so I'll just go ahead and go first. Just give a brief thing of mine. Teams that I think is going to, I should say, team I think is going to have a breakout season. This is the last season I'm doing this shit, man. It's the Pelicans. I do not like. They just have so much talent. Zion was playing more games than he has in his whole career, and then he gets hurt during the play-in game. Like they could have beat the late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would have at least had a fucking fighting chance against the damn Thunder. But I like the Pelicans roster. I like, people act like they don't have guys who can pull threes and 3 and D guys. They have Alvarado, who's, a pest. Ingram,
I like his play though. I like Alvarado.
Grand Theft Alvarado. Yeah, because the thing about him, man, it's just he has like another, like you have to always be aware of him. And then Brandon Ingram, who, I mean, if they could just let his lanky ass worry about off, like I used to think Brandon Ingram could score with the best in the league, and he's still up there, one of the better ISO scorers in the league. So if they get, and then you have Valanciunas, who's a consummate veteran, consummate professional. So you mix all those things together, man, and like the way I see it, we're only a couple of we can really be only the Pelicans being healthy away from seeing them get like a top 3 seed. So what's your breakout? Oh, and then my did I give my disappointing team? I know I said
no, you didn't.
Sorry, my disappointing team. Dude, I don't want to say it. Minnesota.
Okay, as I say, I swear to
Dude,
goddamn God, if you say the Celtics. Oh.
No, and I don't mean disappoint. Like I could see them maybe winning a playoff series, but a lot of people are expecting them to take that next leap. And they can, but I don't think it necessarily needs to or is going to happen this year. Like because Chris Finch just got an extension, I think today or yesterday, and I think they're gonna. They have Anthony Edwards, but they don't have just straight up ISO scorers. Like they don't have really anybody that because you look at the Celtics, bro. They got Tatum, they got Jaylen Brown. The fucking Nuggets got Jamal Murray, Porter Jr. too. I mean, he can spot up and shoot. Any of these teams, Dallas has Luka and Kyrie. I don't really need to say more. You look at any of these teams, and you got to have somebody else that you could be like, okay, go get me a basket, other than Anthony. I mean, Cat. I like Cat, but I don't know, man. Sometimes he looks amazing, but he's just so disappointing for the potential he has. He don't have that dog in him.
I get that. For a team that I think is going to surprise everybody. Okay, let me ask you this. What are we talking about for a team that's going to ascend? Are we talking about a title contender, or are we talking about a team that's going to come out of nowhere that nobody expects to make the playoffs? Like, what aspect are we talking about this in?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna necessarily completely quantify what a breakthrough team would be, but you gotta have sub success. But a team that we're like, oh shit, now they finally figured it out.
I'm gonna say Memphis.
Whether that's winning a chance, like what team when the season ends are you gonna look back on and be like, damn, they proved something to me this year? That's the best way.
I'm gonna say Memphis.
Really?
I think Ja's gonna stay healthy for a full year. I think he's gonna stay out of trouble. And I think that the addition that obviously he didn't get to show much of an addition because of how just bad luck faltered into their season. But I think that Marcus Smart is going to show to be a really big addition for the Grizzlies.
I think that because I was thinking that too.
Man, speaking of Marcus Smart, man, real quick, I feel so bad for him.
He was the heart of that team, man.
Heart and soul of the Celtics for so long, man. And then they get rid of him and they go win a title.
The next year, right? It was last year. He was with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. Drew made a difference, but absolutely. You could have added person. Like Smart, I don't know. Maybe Drew did make a difference, but I felt bad for Smart too because I'm like now people are gonna look at him and say, oh well, they didn't win until you left. Like he's still if it wasn't for him, they might not have been in the finals against Golden State. Like he brought that leadership. So who's your disappointment?
The Mavs.
Ooh, I was thinking about them.
I think it's gonna be the Mavs, and the reason I say that. Obviously, Luka and Kyrie are going to be fine, but their role players, I think a lot of them stepped up beyond their abilities throughout the course of the postseason. You got to think at one point, midway through the season, they were just a 500 team. They caught fire, which is great, and ended up in the finals and getting gentlemen swept by the Celtics. But at the same time, do they have that another run in them? I'm not sure if they do. I truly do believe that Luka's going to be fine. Kyrie, I'm not saying that I'm predicting a downfall of Kyrie by any stretch, but I could definitely see. He did in the finals, absolutely. He played 2 great games at home. I'll give him that. When I say I could see them taking a disappointment, I don't mean I think they're going to miss the playoffs, but I could see them maybe winning a playoff series next season, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's another one too that I think is a good one because with Dallas, I'm like with so like other than Luka and Kyrie, it kind of is just like okay, like who could even make it? Like who do they even have? I mean, that's an obvious question, but it's like they don't really have anybody else. Like Luka was fucking dude. Luka touched the ball too, like on every single play in the finals. Like he at least touched the shit once. Like the ball never feels like there was never a possession where Luka didn't at least touch the ball. And I mean he's got
Exactly.
liabilities defensively, so he's working on it, but you have to have like I mean Hardaway Jr. obviously isn't it. I don't fucking know. Maybe go. I mean, get one more score or something. But like they, I mean, and you have to give credit to the Celtics defense. The Celtics, I think, made the Mavericks look a lot worse than they. That they deserve. Not, I don't know that's the way to put it, but I mean, they look a lot worse than they have been. Like because I don't think what the Mavericks did against Oklahoma City was a fluke. I don't think them beating the Clippers was a fluke. I don't think them beating who fuck
The
they beat in
Wolves.
the Wolves and it was a fluke. But you get to the finals and then on top of that, Boston just seemed to be hitting so many shots when Minnesota would gain a little momentum. They came and beat the fucking shit out of them in game 4. And then I'm like, okay, but dude, Boston was just too good. Like I think we all need to come. We need to stop. I'm not saying you're blaming that. You were giving answering the question, but people need to stop blaming Dallas and start crediting Boston because, like I said, the Mavericks won 3 series on the road. You don't do that without being a good team.
No, they're a good
I'll
team.
just put it like this: the Celtics exposed the Mavericks. No, the Mavericks were good enough to not get exposed. They didn't play a team good enough to get exposed like that. The Celtics were the only team to where they could explode. Those weaknesses existed all along, but the other teams just weren't good enough. Minnesota had nobody that could guard Luka. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many different variables that go into it.
I could not agree more. No, that's really well said. And like I said, it's not that I'm predicting, the Mavs are going to be a play-in team next year. That's not what I'm saying. But I definitely do not expect another finals run from Dallas next year.
No, not next year. And the thing is, with Luka in place, it's like you have for at least the next 5 years, you don't have to worry about Luka being the best player every time he steps on the floor. So you have
Exactly.
that locked up. You went out and got Gafford, cool. Lively obviously picked it up throughout the playoffs. PJ Washington just didn't, I think he had 1 or 2 good games, but for the most part, like he was playing like shit, bro. He couldn't make shit. The first there was a couple of times, especially in Boston, Dallas just looked flat out intimidated. Like we and they overpassed it. I noticed. But sad basketball season's over. And it was, we had pretty smooth from football. Now we're gonna be talking about
Hey, your mic's cutting out.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Say something.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, much better.
Okay, but no, I was just saying, man, it's gonna we're transitioning from basketball. We had a smooth transition from football to basketball, but now we're gonna have to be talking about the Braves and Pirates on a fucking Wednesday.
Hey, the Red Sox are 43-36, man.
Are they? Damn, they haven't been winning lately. They played this past weekend against the fucking who fuck you guys play
They won in a
no,
walk-off last night against the Blue Jays.
Who the fuck did you guys play this past weekend? Because I didn't do shit but watch baseball all weekend. You guys played the fucking
This past weekend, I think we played the Yankees.
No, it wasn't Yankees. Yankees played the
Was that 2 weeks
Yankees
ago?
played the
That might have been 2 weeks ago.
Braves.
We played the Yankees.
Yankees played the Braves. You guys must have played. Ooh, that's just on the tip of my tongue. Oh, fucking Cincinnati. You guys played the Cincinnati Reds this weekend. And I think won like 1 or 2 games. Yeah, the Red Sox have been playing good. That division's so tough, but yeah, mixed reactions. Like we said, not gonna be too much to talk about. So we decided. Well, I took it upon myself, just because I don't ask nobody for permission, even though that would be extremely courteous. We're gonna do a movie review. We have a few few films by some of our members. They wanted us to kind of go over and kind of review as an interesting little spin-off. So Casey, why don't we start with the first movie?
Which is?
That is going to be one of the D movies. Pause. I'm going back to it. Sorry. Wow, I'm prepared. Here we go. What is today? Today is okay.
Tuesday.
Sorry guys. Give me 1 second. It is Tuesday. Okay. So the first one is from Ben. Not sure if this is Ben Duche or Ben Duchette.
Doucette.
Sorry,
Doucette.
Duchette. Doucette. Doucette, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Old buddy of mine. Known him forever.
Oh, okay, cool, good deal. Ben Doucette. His is more specific. It's not a whole film review, but it's just who was the worst player on the Mighty Ducks? He said hint. It wasn't Charlie Conway. Let me go back and make sure he said wasn't. But who do you think was the worst player on the Mighty Ducks, bro? If you had to just throw something out there.
The worst player on the Ducks. It depends, man. Like, what year of the Ducks are we talking? Are we talking District 5 Ducks?
He said it was Charlie Conway. I even went back earlier and I thought to proofread it. But yeah, he said it was Charlie Conway. But yeah, on the Mighty Ducks, the movie, who was their worst player?
I'd be interested to think why he thought it was Charlie.
You know, there's a whole YouTube video out before you say anything. It's like a whole 2-minute video explaining it. Like, he was their best fucking player. They didn't want him to take the last shot. Like, they didn't want they were like totally cool with him giving his jersey to Banks. Like, so what do you think? I mean, it's hard to say him. I mean, he wasn't the best, but like, there's some captains who aren't the most talented.
Yeah, no, Adam Banks was their best player if we're talking about just as Mighty Ducks the series, for sure. No question. It was Banksy. As far as their worst player, if we're talking skill-wise, it would have to be Fulton Reed, wouldn't it? I mean, he could barely skate, and he could only rocket a slap shot that went in 1 out of 5 times.
Yeah, it seemed like more often than not, the water bottle just came comically flying off the net, or the puck whizzed by, as opposed to him actually making a shot. Yeah, I mean, Adam Banks would be the first. Yeah, it's got to be Fulton Reed. Like, but with hockey, that is a skill in a certain sense, I think. But I mean, he really wasn't agile. You're right. He was just a bruiser. He was just a Neanderthal. But yeah, man, great movie. Which of your, I think you tell us all the time, was it D2 was your favorite?
Absolutely, D2 is my favorite. USA, USA.
My favorite scene is when they went to the damn. It was supposed to be in L.A., right? The movie was placed in L.A. or something.
Yeah.
When they went to the fucking cage and they found Keenan.
Yep. Russ Tyler.
And isn't that where he got taught the knuckle puck?
Yes, it is.
I'm having fun with this. Second movie that was recommended, and I don't remember which one was first, so I apologize. And I know I'm pretty sure a fan of this movie, Any Given Sunday.
Well, I actually have to say, I've never seen Any Given Sunday.
No fucking shit. I know you never seen Friday Night Lights. I figured you had seen that one at least. Everybody's seen that.
No,
shit.
I've never seen Any Given Sunday. Let me put it. I've never seen it in full. Seen bits and pieces here and there. I know it's a good movie. Just never seen it the full way through.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't know, there's probably been never a time where I've sat there, no getting up, but I've seen every single part of that movie pretty much all the way through. I personally like Any Given Sunday. For those unfamiliar, it's a film with Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino as the coach. They lose their starting quarterback, Dennis Quaid. I forgot his fucking name. Matrell? Oh, no, you've never seen the movie. And he ends up being the quarterback, ends up making fucking music videos, steaming Willie Beeman. He becomes a hot shot. Lawrence Taylor's in the movie, gives a very deep speech. You might have seen some of the scenes, I'm sure, at some point.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of the movie.
Overall,
just never sat down and watched it.
I think it was a good movie, and I'm going to get heat. Like, some of the shit, and I know that's the shit that actually goes on in the locker room and the cussing and the grown man. I get all that, but it almost seemed like with Any Given Sunday, they were like, it just seemed like they were overdoing it it just seemed like they were trying too hard to emphasize the drugs and the fucking partying, and like, it's almost like they were trying too hard to tell us a story. Overall, the acting was phenomenal. The storytelling was pretty good, but it almost seemed like they were trying too hard, overarching a little bit.
I get that.
Next movie, we're kind of just blazing through these. I don't know if you've seen this one. You might have. It was pretty. We're like a couple of years apart. So, uh, Rebound with Martin Lawrence, where he is. For those who don't know, it is about a basketball coach. He's won multiple national championships in college. He comes to coach a fucking school in Mount Vernon, and they're like they haven't won a game in like 10 years. And he ends up bonding with the kids. Classical story. Gets an offer to go coach his old team. He's like, "No, this is my team right here." Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not.
Really? I know you're gonna know the next one. So yeah, we'll kind of get off that because you never seen it. We'll go back to that one later. I know because my brother Josh is the one that posted it. Me and him used to watch that movie all the time. That's what that really fucking lanky kid, Martin Lawrence, somebody. The one dude I think he does Joe's voice. Who wears shorts? I wear short. Yeah, he was like he used to be his assistant coach. He's like, I used to be your assistant. You told me I was too rigid. I was so rigid I could have won 8 national championships in middle school in a row. Good movie. Last one here. Well, you know what, Ed? I do see one here for American Flyers. That is from my boy Don. Shout out to him. I used to work with him. I've never seen that movie. Never actually heard of it. So we do a show every Tuesday. We'll get back to that one because I definitely am always interested in checking out something new. Last one though is for this week is Space Jam. If you've never seen Space Jam, I'm coming out there and I'm fucking murdering you. Whoa, whoa. Watch the cancellation.
I mean, of course I've seen Space Jam. Who hasn't seen Space Jam? You know, of all the things Space Jam is just completely crazy about, and of all the things that are super unrealistic, you know what I find the most unrealistic about Space Jam?
No.
The fact that Michael Jordan lives in a common home in the suburbs of America and not a $50 million mansion.
You know damn well he wasn't fucking living like that. Even at that time, he was fucking Air Jordan, bro. Like he was the most popular fucking athlete in the world. Like no,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's the most unrealistic part of the whole movie is that it's a nice house. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't no goddamn Michael Jordan mansion. That house wasn't big enough to fit his cars that he had at the time.
That wasn't even big enough to fit his goddamn shoe collection.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, so the most amazing part to you was it the fucking 8,000 point comeback that they made in the second half?
No.
Well, they were literally down like fucking 10,000 to like 4, and then
and they got Michael's secret stuff.
I was just gonna say we talk about guys like Rafael Palmeiro, we talk about Barry Bonds. Football, we had Brian Cushing. What are your thoughts on these motherfucking cartoon characters having to use Michael Jordan's secret stuff at halftime? Like, did you think the game was in the bag for the Monstars?
I'm just glad the Monstars didn't get Magic Johnson's blood. Wait, what?
If there was ever any goddamn thing that could get us fucking canceled, you win, sir. You know the crazy shit about that movie, if you remember. God, I can talk about you're in a fucking hurricane. But I could talk about Space Jam.
Why did they grab two power forwards in the center? Like they have no outside shooting. They got Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, and Charles Barkley. Like, who's shooting the ball for the Monstars?
Well, they had Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, he could handle. Can he shoot?
Whoa. Let's respect Muggsy played in the league for like a minute. Like Muggsy was good. Like Muggsy wasn't like Muggsy could play. I mean, maybe he couldn't shoot, but you didn't need to be able to shoot the ball back then. And besides,
who's gonna get how are they gonna get some outside spacing? Let's get basketball dialectics here. How are they gonna get outside spacing?
He don't need outside spacing. He's just driving by everybody and throwing it to grandma, Larry Johnson. But no,
I like Space Jam though. It's one of the childhood staples, of course.
Everybody get up.
It's on the damn now. And then, I hate bringing up R. Kelly, but that scene when he's coming off the spaceship and it's I believe I can fly. If that just don't send goosebumps to your heart, you don't have a heartbeat, man.
Yeah, no, the end of that because doesn't the movie? I think the movie ends with the no, what song does the movie end with? The I Believe I Can Fly or the Everybody Get Up? I don't fucking know, but yeah, when
That's
R.
how it
Kelly get
ended. But I'm talking about the
oh
scene where
oh
he returned to the baseball field.
oh, bro, I gotta fuck. I had totally forgot about the fact that he had to leave the basketball guy. And everyone's like, "Hey, Mike, we're not gonna make it." Yeah, I remember that. And they fly to the game and they put Bill Murray in, and doesn't he get like an assist or some shit on the last play?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, Bill. You know who could really hoop as far as celebrity hoopers? Woody
Adam
Harrelson.
Sandler.
And Adam Sandler is good. Like LA, Adam Sandler is good against people his age.
Adam Sandler would give you 30.
I'm not that good, but no, I don't think. But that's what I'm saying. Like if we're talking about like celebrities, you got to talk about like Chris Brown, Dave. But the thing about Dave East
T.O.
with me. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't count athletes as much because they already are world class athletes. But yeah, T.O. Chad Johnson's Antonio Gates, bro. He was the Elite Eight as a basketball player. Julius Peppers, he played in North Carolina. Donovan McNabb was a reserve for Syracuse. But yeah, and then you got because you said Adam Sandler. He's pretty good. You know another thing about Adam Sandler, his fucking character in Eight Crazy Nights had mad handles, bro. Go back and watch
Yeah,
that
he
movie.
did. Hold it
He was
now.
going.
Hold it now.
He was going tweed, swing, cross, tween, behind the back, dime, skip through the leg.
I call this the over the back jump shot. Eat the jockstrap shot, you bitch.
What did he say? It's okay, son. He didn't mean it. You have very nice boobs. My mom
He's
would
like,
have
hey, Jelly Jugs, the next time you come on court, you better wear a bra, okay?
He's like, it's okay, son. He didn't mean it. You have very nice boobs.
That's a great movie.
You know what? Well, shit. Since we're talking about movies, briefly, what is your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Oh, wow. Happy Gilmore.
Dude, I'm always stuck between that and fucking. Do you want to guess the other one?
Ooh, is it an older Sandler movie or is it a recent one?
My mama kid. My mama kid.
Waterboy. See, I like Waterboy, but it's not in my top 4 for Adam Sandler movies. It would be in my top 5, but it wouldn't be in my top 4.
No, there was a summer where I just literally watched Happy Gilmore for like a week straight, bro. Like he was like, oh, fucking lady in his car and shit. He was like, help me, shit. What do you think? Like you read better and shit. Like, yeah, that everybody in that movie was funny as fuck though. He said, you can trouble me for a glass and shut the hell up. You're in my world now, grandma. Waterboy,
bro. There's so many quotables from Happy Gilmore though.
I mean, the same thing with Waterboy. He's like, there's something wrong with him.
Sure.
He's the best quarterback I've seen is Joe Montana. Best receiver, what does fucking say? Best tackler I've seen is Joe Montana.
Joe Montana was a quarterback, you idiot. I said Joe Montana.
Hey, another movie too, and we'll kind of give you the spotlight. Varsity Blues, man. I've never seen the movie.
You're not even gonna let me answer my Adam Sandler question? You said my top 2 or my Waterboy.
Oh.
You said what? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I said top. Oh, I didn't know I said top 2. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I asked that.
I think you did. So it would be Happy Gilmore. I'll give you my top 5. Happy Gilmore's 1. I think I put Uncut Gems at 2.
Really?
Uncut Gems is phenomenal, dude. It's so good.
It ain't bad. I've seen it.
I would probably put Big Daddy at 3.
Mm-hmm. Good one. Good pull.
Oh, man. I would probably put... Oh, no. Mr. Deeds is good, but I wouldn't put it there. I would probably have to say Longest Yard, then Waterboy.
Yeah. Longest Yard, though, bro. Just that's so much.
Your mic's cutting out again.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Say something.
Something.
Yep, I got you.
Appreciate it. I think it's just because I keep letting it turn off. Sorry, mixed reactions crowd. My computer's on crack rock. So I had to do it from my phone. But dude, the star power in Logashar, and I love your top five, by the way. Mr. Deeds is always one that I'm on the fence about too. But dude, you have Kevin Nash, Stone Cold Steve Austin, fucking Nelly, Terry Crews, Michael Irvin, goddamn Burt Reynolds, Chris Rock, was Rob fucking Schneider in there? Was Rob Schneider in that movie?
Yeah,
You can do it.
Hog in the shower tonight.
He's like, or not. Or not.
Or not.
Get your old ass of yours in the end zone. We gotta win this game, bro. That fucking movie, we used to just fucking sit here and just laugh. Because I know, being a big football fan, I'm sure you've seen the original. I've seen most of it with the exception of like 20 minutes, maybe.
I've seen the original. It's good, don't get me wrong.
The fucking car chase scene in that shit is dope. In the original, I saw that. Like the one where they started Soul to the Dude on the Longest Yard, the new one, where he's like, hey, tell me, does he get satellite TV with those things?
He gets a couple channels. Oh, that's Dan Patrick, too. That's one of the cops. That's another guy getting mentioned. I
was going to say, why does he just randomly pop up? Who the fuck else was in that movie, bro? Fucking the Great Khali.
Nelly.
Yeah, Terry Crews, Nelly. He said that boy he said, man, he's fast. He real fast. He make people that's fast look not fast.
Not fast.
Yeah, no. But Longest Yard, and then have you ever seen Above the Rim with Tupac?
Yep, I have.
Great movie, man. Well,
there's just so many good sports movies, man. A lot of them people didn't mention. How nobody said Miracle is beyond me. That's just one of the greatest movies in general.
Miracle was a great movie. Miracle wasn't my favorite movie, but it's just so many. The dude that played fuck was his name? The dude that played Herb Brooks, the coach. He's a famous Kurt Russell. There you go. He did a good ass job. He said, "We're not." What'd you say before? We're not talented, boys.
Gentlemen, you're not talented enough to win on talent alone.
He's like, he'll say, he's like, where are you going for, Coda? You had a hot date later. It doesn't look so good now, does it? Bro, that movie, there's another movie, I think it's on YouTube. It was from like the late 80s probably. And it's an actual movie, but it's, before they made the Disney production. It's pretty good too. Like Herb Brooks, they just said he was great. And they all kind of united to bond against him. But the thing that's interesting about that is they attacked the best hockey team ever. The best international hockey team ever. They went right at them. I know you have your conspiracy about not the moon landing, that happening because the gold medal basketball game, which that was some bullshit. That's like when I'm playing. That's like me and you playing 2K, and I have full control over the sliders or something. And like, exactly. Oh, yep, no, never mind. We blew the whistle. One more play. Oh, nope, clock didn't start. One more play. Oh, we got a layup. Game over. Nope, no review. Like. That was a travesty. From that generation, like Doug Collins, that's one of the things that he's known for is being on that team. Because I think he had sunk 2 free throws to give him a lead, and to lose a gold medal like that. And then after that, we didn't lose again until I think we lost it in one of those games. But we lost in 04, yeah. But the fact that we started like allowing pro play, like imagine if we had this discussion before, an NFL Olympic flag football team. Go let an Italian 3rd grade teacher by day guard Tyreek Hill out there in a one-on-one. So like he's getting
trying to catch a pass on Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, no, like it's just not happening. Like they would. I think I'm just getting a little bit unfair. I think that's just me wanting to get some American pride because we would
imagine if it was tackle football and that same 3rd grade substitute math teacher from Italy had to try to block Micah Parsons.
Dude, I don't even, because the thing is, man, like with basketball and shit like that, like I don't think football is, and there are leagues overseas, like Uganda has a league, Mexico has like a men's league, and there was the fucking Mexico women's team lost like 113-0 the other day, tackle football, but that's another story. But I mean, it's just not like baseball. It's not even like hockey, basketball, like. The best teams are here because we're the only ones that play it serious. Canada actually, has a pretty proud.
Canada's the second best, and they would still lose to the Americans by 70.
Bro, it's just like that is the one sport that like basketball. Yes, basketball is also though shifting towards international, but
But see,
football like
basketball is different because yes, there's certain players in those countries that are very good, but they don't have the depth that we do in
as
basketball.
far
You
as
know,
like yeah, because like yeah, you're right because you have your like I'll say the only guys that are just straight up more is Luca, MB. Well, Embiid's
Jokic and
playing for us
Giannis.
this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Embiid's
mean,
playing for us, but it's
is
Jokic
Giannis
and
really?
Jokic, Luca, and Giannis. That's it.
Yeah, but even then though, like it's like you said, like we have so much depth. Like with football too, it's because like it's really a tradition. Like no other country. I don't know how Canada does their high school football, but Friday night lights. You know what I'm saying? Like you like when I was in school, bro. Like most people didn't watch the game when they went to the game. They go in and hung out with their friends, or they sat in the stands while somebody next to them was watching. But everybody goes to the game. And the thing about football, it's like we talked about before with the Cowboys. Every game is an event. Like shit, the fucking baseball they play 162 games. Football they play 17 games a year. You know, and it's like every
Exactly.
game. With high school, you only play what 5 home
8.
games a year.
Oh, home
Well, home
games.
games, that's 5.
4.
Oh, 4 if it's 8. Yeah, if it's 8 games, dude. We have out here. We have Bishop Gorman. I'm sure you've heard of them. Um, it's the fucking best high school football team in America for like a bunch of. I don't know how they're, but
I
yeah,
thought that
they're
was
always
IMG Academy. I thought they were the best high school team.
well, maybe they are this last. I watched it a little bit this last year, but anyways, they're always like they've had like 6 national championships. Like it's a school where the celebrities send their kids to. Like Snoop Dogg's kid went there. They just have stupid money. But like I've never been to Texas for a high school football game, but I want to because I can imagine in Maine, like you guys probably have some pretty small fields. Like Cali, we have some pretty nice fields, but it's Cali. People don't really get passionate like they do in Texas.
Right. No, I feel that. That makes sense.
I miss those. The student section, man, always made it fun to play against it. I think basketball, the student section, unless you go to a big college football game, has more of an impact because it's enclosed. Like if the Cameron Crazies were outdoors, we wouldn't talk about them like we do. It's the
I
fact
agree.
that and especially Cameron indoor stadium, like it has a low roof, so the sound just bounces right off. But yeah, man, it's I definitely want to go to a football game in Texas. We have some pretty good teams out here, but it's not like, bro, they have like fucking 20,000 seat high school stadiums out there. Like, it's fucking insane, yo. They have VIP boxes and shit. Like, look that shit up in Texas. Like, they got crazy football shit. Like, there's one, I think it's Allen, Texas, but it's like 3 different teams share one stadium, and it's like a 20,000 seat stadium, bro. Like, it's probably bigger than Maine's football stadium. Easily.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You guys were pretty decent in football for like a couple of years, or for 1 year. You guys went to like the FCS semifinals and got beat like 59-0.
Yeah, it was bad.
But yeah,
We
I
have
don't
a
know.
couple
Main
sports that
basketball.
we're decent at, and just one that we're really good at.
Well, baseball this year, I checked. You guys fucking sucked. Oh, women's basketball, you made the tournament. Men's basketball, you guys were about I think a 4th seed in the conference tournament. UMass Lowell, they've got a hell of a little basketball program. They just couldn't beat Vermont. Dude, those games and those conference championship games and those little high school sized gyms, those are some of the most fun to watch. Like it was Vermont against UMass Lowell, bro, and there's literally nowhere to fucking stand. Like everybody is packed airtight. I've been in a couple of those gyms, and it's you feel like you're gonna suffocate because it's just so many people, but it's fun. How do you feel about Cowboys in training camp recently?
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of
You already know my feelings about the Cowboys. I'm not going to talk about them until they give me a reason to. They've broken my heart one too many times.
And that's another thing too, because we always talk about, like I know you're not gonna believe it till the fucking clock hits 0 in the Super Bowl, but like with the Cowboys, does it ever? I know you're passionate about football. You always want to discuss football, but do you ever just not feel like talking about the Cowboys because you just feel like you're saying like you just know in your head what's gonna happen, so you almost don't even want to comment on it? Do you ever get that feeling just because you guys?
Yeah, of course. I mean, because I've said the same things for the past 10, 15 years about them every single year.
That's
So,
insane.
yeah,
That's
of
almost
course.
20 years, bro.
You know what I mean? No, I know it's been longer than 10 years, don't get me wrong, but they've had a few stretches where they weren't even, I don't want to say not relevant because they're always relevant because of the Cowboys, but I'm talking about where they had those stretches, the 2000, 2001, 2002 season where they finished 5-11 3 straight years. Of course, they had the 2010, 11, and 12 season, 2011, 12, and 13 season where they finished 8-8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and 8. And so ever since then, yeah, of course, they've been on the up and up, I should say, as far as what they're actually doing because, they're making the playoffs every other year, winning the division every other year, but it never changed as far as the actual outcome of their season. So I just get tired of saying the same old thing about them every single year. They're talented. They're going to win a lot of games, but they're not going to win when it matters. It's just exactly what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, and that's a good point too, because with the now, like I know, and I'm not trying in any way to do I sound fine coming through, by the way, because
Yeah.
I'm totally on the podcast, but when I'm on my phone, I just have a tendency to pace, so that's why I kind of flip. But anyway, what I was gonna say is with the Cowboys, it's like shit. What the fuck was I gonna say? Braveheart. No, well, okay, sorry. What I was gonna say was, like the Celtics. I'm not trying to downplay in any way. You're a fan of the Celtics. I know you bleed green, but me personally, from an outsider's perspective, I think if the Cowboys win, because the Celtics, we've known they've been one of the teams. The Cowboys, you don't know if they're going to be one of the teams or a laughing stock. Like for the longest, we've known the Celtics weren't going to be a laughing stock, but the Cowboys, you always have that like. And they haven't even been to an NFC champion. Like I think the Celtics have seen a lot more success in there. Well, we could even start at 2012. We can start after their last championship, and the Celtics have still seen a lot more success than the damn Cowboys by a mile. I think
absolutely.
If you cry when the Celtics won, it's gonna be. I think you'll probably cry even harder. Like as the Super Bowl, man. It's like especially because you're it's the Super Bowl. Like the NBA Finals is a 7-game series too. So like. You kind of have a little more time to prepare for it. You guys won in a blowout. Like the Rams won, bro. Like I didn't know until we stopped Cincinnati on a 4th and 1. And I was just like, you get into it when you're yelling at the quarterback, don't fumble and kneel down. I don't know if you've ever gotten that into it, but to where
absolutely
you don't even walk
right.
away from the TV. You're just like, shit, dude, do not fumble this snap. Like, in your fucking mind, they're not fumbling that shit, but you just are just so close. I feel for Bengals fans, bro. I do. That's the second time they've lost Super Bowl on a game-winning drive.
So here's the thing. You're 100% right. I will feel it more when the Cowboys win. And it's simply because as much as you're right, I bleed green. I love the Celtics, man. Like they're my second favorite sports team of all time. But they're number 2 for a reason. And it's because the Cowboys, they are number 1 by a good margin. They hold a good. I don't say by a good margin. Like it's very very close in the end, but it's different. I don't know how to explain it. It's just different.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I think we had this conversation like a couple of weeks back. I'm pretty sure it was on the show, or maybe it was on one of the like off camera, but. Like when you were asking me, like, okay, I know you're a basketball fan, but which is your favorite team? I'd probably have to say the Rams. Like, it's hard for me to not say because the Rams are USC football because those are two, like, maybe it's just because it's football, but like you said, it's just like it's different. Like, I feel like a football team sticks more with your identity.
It does. It 100% does.
Like with the Rams, it's like, dude, like. I just feel like maybe it's because people take so much pride in their football team. And it's like, dude, even when the Rams were shit. And that's what gave me so much satisfaction when they won. And, in the back of your mind, it's a game. These are millionaires playing. They don't know. But, I like the sport. You like the sport. I've been supporting it for so many years. When I finally saw them win, bro, I was like, it was no flags. And I was like, oh, my fucking God, we just won the Super Bowl. Bro, I don't remember what I had next to me. I think it was a soda bottle. And I just shook it up, started spraying the motherfucker. And I just wept on the bed and cried for a good 2-3 minutes and went out and got totally fucking plastered. But it was just.
I hope I get to see that one day, man. Like that's just one feeling that I need to experience in my life is the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. Like
I know.
I love seeing it when the Chiefs win because my girl's a Chiefs fan and I've got a lot of
don't like
respect for
that.
Mahomes, so it's always cool to see the Chiefs win too, and it's a good constellation prize. Don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna. Once the Cowboys win, if they ever get to win it in my lifetime, man, you're 100% right. I'm gonna weep for a little bit. I'm gonna be doing a lot more than sending you "We Are the Champions" on a Facebook message.
And the thing is, because dude, the Rams game, man, it's like we started off hot. I'm pretty sure we started off in the lead. They came back before halftime, gained a little momentum. Right after the Eminem show ended, they scored on a long play to T. Higgins, like first or second play of the second half.
Yeah,
We
that's
make
because Jalen Ramsey misread the coverage and tried to pick it and missed entirely.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, and he just got all dude. Because like I was still hype after that Eminem concert, which was fucking incredible.
Who wasn't?
Huh?
I said, who wasn't hyped after that? That was awesome.
And then 50 Cent, obviously, the joke starts saying that he looks like 75 Cent, and this is 50 Cent adjusted for inflation. But yeah, dude. And then we came back because we had done the same thing 2 weeks earlier against the Niners, and there was a point in that game where I was fucking scared we were gonna lose. Because once the Chiefs lost to the Bengals, I was like, oh my fucking God. Because I didn't think we were going to beat. I still don't know if we would have beat the Chiefs. I'm not confident in it. But when I saw that the Bengals won, I'm like, yo. And it was making me nervous because everybody was telling me, dude, the Rams got this. Or I'm like, no, they fucking don't. Like, stop telling. Like, you're the same way with the Celtics, like, because you cared so much that it's like you don't want to hear because you know everything that could go wrong. I know being a Ram fan, watching Steve Smith scoring the first play of double overtime, or watching bitch ass Tom Brady win his first, or watching bitch ass Tom Brady win his goddamn fucking sixth Super Bowl against us. Like, right. And I'm just ready for it to happen, bro. And when they won, I'm like, they just won the championship. Like, what the fuck? Like damn, like that's it. Like, game's over. And then it's just like the clock hits zero, and you had so much time to prepare for that victory. Like, you knew for a week and a half that series was over.
Yeah, no, trust me, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's just one thing that I truly hope I get to see before my time comes, is I don't care who the quarterback is. Just a Dallas Cowboys quarterback holding up that Lombardi trophy, man. That's one thing.
Giving it to Jerry.
No, yeah, I don't fucking dude. He could hand it to Osama bin Laden. I wouldn't give a fuck. As long as I get to, I know he's been dead for 15 years, but I don't care. I don't care. I just want to see them get it fucking done. It needs to happen.
You guys are going to become Debo. That's how I feel about the Knicks. Like, I want to see the Knicks win because of how much it would mean. But, like, you guys are going to take over. Like, if people think you guys are fucking loudmouths now, you think that shit's going to get any better when I've always been cool with Cowboys. Like, I feel like Cowboys fans, there's not really a stereotype. Like, everybody, like Pittsburgh, you got your hard working, man. The Cowboys, you got that, and you got kids, and you got women, and you got boys, and you got gay people. Like, everybody likes the fucking Cowboys.
And then you got the most badass person alive, me. You know what I mean? Like, we're all over the place.
Speaking of gay, Tom Brady in the news recently.
How do you feel Tom Brady's going to do announcing games as a color commentator?
You know, there was something about Brady I was going to bring up. It just seemed like a funny segue to that, but I'm glad you brought that up because I think he's going to do fine. I think Brady has a lot of natural charisma.
You know what his first game is?
Huh?
Do you know what his first game is?
Probably Patriots versus fucking Buccaneers or something like that.
No. It's a Fox game. It's America's game of the week, week 1.
Oh, shit, week 1?
America's game of the week.
Against the Jets.
No, it's the Browns and the Cowboys.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking only Patriots. What the fuck?
Well, you got to think he's doing Fox. So Fox gets mostly NFC coverage.
Right, and then AFC is CBS, and then whoever on Sunday night. I don't know, man. I think he's going to be good. I don't, have anything to go based off of. But I also think everybody's biggest. And first of all, he got fucking paid by Fox.
Yeah, he did.
Let's not just roll past that. That man, he almost has a half of what his wife has now. But But I think he's going to be good. I think everybody's biggest fear, well, mine is, I've heard it from a few people. It's like every time we see a big play, man, I remember going into a situation like that when I was a player. But I mean, I think he'll do fine. I think Cobb has
I
a
think
lot.
he'll do that a lot his first year. I don't think that will be a continuing trend, but I could see that taking place a lot his first year. Just him reminiscing, oh, I remember in this situation we did this, and quarterback needs to stay laser focused here. He has to lock in. I remember a play when we were down 7 in Buffalo, and Bill told me I just got to stay focused. Like, I can see a lot of that going into his first year. But after that, I can see him coming into his own and truly becoming a good color commentator.
Dude, I think I like Tom Brady, bro. Like, he doesn't seem because as a Skip Bayless or Shannon Sharp always used to say that he's like the G Wiz kind of guy, but he's always seemed very authentic to me. Like I've never, a lot of people don't. Wait, what did you say?
No, I said right. Like I'm agreeing with you.
Oh yeah. Sorry, but like I don't know. People, they hate him and they want to talk about Deflategate and Spygate. How much of a role in knowledge of that did he have? We'll never know. But I think James Harrison said, like, bro, I got to New England and I wanted to hate him so bad, and he was just like a good dude. Like, so I think he'll be a pretty likable guy. I think Peyton Manning will be fucking hilarious as a commentator, bro. And people know, huh?
When it comes to Peyton Manning, do you on Monday nights, do you watch the actual broadcast or do you watch the Manning cast? I always, unless it's a Dallas game, I'll watch the Manning cast.
Well, that's a good question. I've watched the Manning cast a couple of times, but I mean, even if it's not a Rams game, like sometimes I just have to have like that. It's just different when you hear the announcers, you hear the background noise as opposed to these dudes. But the thing is with Peyton Manning, I think he has a very good mix of humor because he's fucking funny. So is
he's
Eli.
Hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. The ESPYs. He's like, the women's gymnastics team got the gold medal.
So dominant that Kevin Durant's gonna join them next year.
He said, I don't think he would start for that team, Kevin. Yeah, no. But what I was gonna say is he has the perfect mix of he's funny, but we also know that Peyton Manning knows the fuck he's talking. Like nobody's gonna doubt that he knows the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, he's super knowledgeable. 100%.
Do you remember the Welcome to ESPN, Welcome to Sports Center commercials? Him and Eli were getting a tour, and their dad was like walking with the dude. They kept flicking each other in the back. Like those commercials used to be fucking gold. My favorite one was with the Red Sox mascot David Ortiz when he put the Yankees hat on.
Yeah,
it's not what you think.
Do you remember the one? You remember when with Scott Van Pelt and LeBron? He stole LeBron's throne, and he's like, LeBron goes up, he's like, have you seen my chair? And he's sitting on that throne, and he's like, no, I haven't seen it. Good luck finding your chair, LeBron.
Yeah, good luck finding your chair, LeBron. There was one with, I think, Melo and Stuart Scott, rest in peace, was like, hey, me and the fellas are going to go run some ball out back. You got some socks for me? There was one where I think it was Ladady and Tomlinson, and he was at the printer, and he had his visor.
And he couldn't. No, he was at the mailroom. He was in the mailroom. Remember, because he couldn't find any of the people to put mail in their box.
Dude, those commercials used to. Yeah, the David Ortiz one was funny. There was another one where it was the devil, I think it was, and one of the dudes got on the elevator. He's like going down. He's like, yep. He's like, oh, he just got back off. Like, fuck that. There was one where I think it was Usain Bolt. Like he was going to clock in, and he just sprinted, and he's like, "Look at that time." Dude. That was when ESPN was ESPN, bro. Like, oh, it was
awesome back then.
Oh, back in the day, man, you had ESPN Classic. Fucking damn, I used to fucking love ESPN, bro. Like the classic top 5 reasons you can't blame, like Bill Buckner
Stump
for the rest of like those.
I
was just gonna say that he died like a few weeks ago. Rest in peace.
I know he did. Rest in peace to him. That show is what got me like really into sports trivia, to be honest, because I used to stay up late and watch that all the time.
Bro, but that dude, like, he knew so fucking much.
He knew
bro.
everything.
They'd be like, who won the fucking majors in 1975?
And he'd rattle it off like it was nothing.
Bro, like, yeah, stuff because I think he worked so perfectly for that show because he was a fat dude with a little fucking goatee, and everybody just wanted to see him, like. I thought that show was great. The ESPN Classic Games was great. Dude, they used to show
Quite Frankly with Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I Quite Frankly. Sports Century.
Sports Century was awesome.
bro.
So many good old ESPN shows, man.
There was another one. I think it was top, or it was Who's Number What, and it was like a top 20 of like MLB teams. Blah, 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 blah. And
I remember those.
2019, the 1994 NCAA championship, 18, the 1965. Like, bro, though it was like, it seemed like it was simpler. Like, it was very simple shit. But like, and then there used to be something, I forgot what it was called, but it was like they used to play a classic game and then they would do a commercial. They come back from a commercial and start talking to the players from that classic game.
I remember.
Dude, ESPN used to be so great, man. It's like I still like it. Like college, I watch college football on it, really. But other than that, like I think TNT, they need to give. Oh, the crew's breaking up, man. That's like me, you, and Justin breaking up. Shaq and Chuck together, man. That's, bro. They just make me laugh nonstop. Like that's a pregame show, and they're one of the best rated shows on television.
It's Inside the NBA is a great show.
Bro, that shit is like, oh my god. I was watching it. It was a playoff game like a month or so ago, and Charles Barkley was like, they got to go back to Texas with that dirty ass water in Galveston. He's like, the water dirty as hell. And they tell him like Chuck, and he'd be like, I don't care, they got some dirty ass water. Like and then Shaq, they have you ever seen the one where he was like, who do they mistake you for? And then Charles Barkley was
Shrek.
like, oh, Shrek. And this one of the producers just busted out laughing. Bro, they try to fight each other. Shaq missed violently with the punch. And
I remember that. That's in their playing days.
Dude, Charles took his ass down. Shaq, dude, when I was a kid, Shaq was a beast, bro. Like how Kobe said Shaq was. Most big dudes, you see, they're somewhat timid like that. Nah, that Shaq had that fucking. There wasn't a scared bone in Shaq's body, bro.
Not at all.
He didn't, like that man was, bro. Like imagine somebody that big. Most people I know that are that big are soft relatively because people don't fuck with them because they're that big, so they ain't never got to be tough. But nah, Shaq, bro, he just. I ain't getting under that fucking rim if he's trying to dunk the ball. I'm saying, good job, Shaq. We're going to go try to get a basket ourselves now. Like, I'm trying to block.
I'm ducking under so I don't end up on the poster.
Yeah, I'm fucking running out the way. Like, they're going to circle me and, like, make a meme of me. Speaking of getting out the way, do you remember the way Jared Vanderbilt tried to bounce the ball to himself after he beat the Nuggets? I was just thinking about that earlier. That was mad disrespectful. Well, I was hyped, bro, because I on halftime, I put money on Timberwolves money line. They were like 5 plus 550, and they fucking came back. And I think they were worn out against Dallas too, bro. Like they could have beat Dallas, bro, but they just didn't.
You want to move on to the question?
Yeah, it's been a solid hour, man. You're my boy. But what's the question?
All right, I guess I'll have to think of one on the spot. All right, if you could, let me think of one real quick here.
You good? I kind of had one in mind, but if you got one, because I know you kind of got them brainstormed.
If you could join in the panel of not just a sports debate show specifically, but if you can remember a specific topic that was being discussed on a show, which one would you want to jump into and just be a part of? I got my answer, and I just want to see. I'll go first so I can kind of give you.
Would you ask? Like an example.
So I'll give you my answer, and it's just so you have a understanding of what I'm talking about. Mine would be for ESPN First Take during the Tebow debates of 2011. I think that would be the most, because of how off the wall those debates got. I would absolutely want to be a part of those.
You know what? The first one I thought of was the Kwame Brown thing, where Stephen A. was like, "Kwame Brown is gone. The city of Angels." If there's one,
that wasn't a debate show though. That was just him on ESPN.
No. I have one, and this is, I want to say it was right after what happened with it was Shannon Sharp and Skip. It was on Undisputed. Oh, okay. I was making sure it was still recording. It was on Undisputed, and they were talking about Tom Brady, I think, and he was like, you had to retire in year what 16. Tom
Oh,
Brady's in year 23. I would
yeah.
have went the fuck off because no discredit to Tom Brady's longevity. Shannon Sharp played a more famous position, and scoffing at a tight end that played that many years in the league who was that good and won 3 Super Bowls. Saying I get it. He says shit for entertainment, and I've actually always liked Skip Bayless. I've never had anything against him personally, but that was ridiculous. I don't blame Shannon. I would have went off because, dude, like that, like you talk about maxing out your longevity as a tight end. He pretty much did that. Like I don't really see that. That was just the unfair. Like I said, I know he gets shit to get a rise out of people, but that was just kind of that was a low, unnecessary to me. Wasn't warranted.
I feel that's fair. I definitely think that's a great answer because that'd be a great one to sit on because that's the debate where Shannon ended up taking his glasses off and Skip was like, put your glasses back on.
Yeah. Put your glasses back on. I don't remember that shit. It's my turn.
Remember, because he was like, he's better than you are. He's way better than you were. I thought Shannon was going to fuck him up. No lie. I thought Shannon was going to bust him in the mouth.
He already tried to do that shit to Dylan Brooks.
Yo. Yeah.
Shannon's
about that life, bro.
Yeah, like the crazy thing too, man, is I'm happy to see him having all this success because I listen to Undisputed from pretty much its inception. And
I don't watch it anymore.
No, fuck no.
I haven't seen that much of Undisputed since Shannon left. I watch First Take. I watch the things that I watch now as far as like clip wise, First Take, First Things First, because Nick Wright gets a lot of shit, but I like Nick Wright. No matter if you agree or disagree with his points, he's very analytical about it. And even if you disagree, he always makes a really strong case and he backs it up with numbers. So I really have a lot of respect for Nick Wright. And Colin Cowherd, man. Colin fucking Cowherd is the GOAT at sports radio. The GOAT. He is the man.
Why do you like Colin Cowherd so much?
I like Colin Cowherd because I think Colin Cowherd could make sports interesting for a person who doesn't like sports. The way he describes how he feels about it, the interpretations that he gives, the comparisons that he gives. Sometimes his takes are a little out there, but of course he has to do that being on the radio and being on TV. But he's very knowledgeable. He's very smart. He's very articulate. He breaks things down in a way that's formidable. It makes it so it's like, okay, I may not agree with the point that he's making, but he's consistent with his argument, and he backs it up with numbers that he believes make his case to be accurate. And he's just a very entertaining person to listen to.
Yeah, man, and I honestly, and that's another great point too, because it's supposed to be a debate podcast. Like, I'm totally fine with having I like having different opinions in somebody because I think it helps you improve your communication skills. But like you said, you have to back it up with evidence. You're gonna think that you're supporting evidence is the reason why what you say is true, and then vice versa. But Colin Cowherd, wasn't he dating Trey Lance dating his daughter or some shit?
He was for a little bit. I don't know if he still is, but he was.
Oh my god, that's like a fucked up episode of fucking George Lopez. When her motherfucking boyfriend get a football offer from USC, but then George started accepting all types of gifts, so it forced him to go play minor league baseball.
I've never seen George Lopez, but that sounds like an interesting episode.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, it's probably bigger on the West Coast. You know what? They probably got some tonight, motherfucking South Park.
South Park is goated, man. South Park's a goated show. But with that being said, man, it's been about an hour and 10 minutes here. I got work in the morning, so I think we should end it here. As always, my friend, it's been another good show. You still said Mavs in 7. We all saw how that turned out, but I still got a lot of respect for you.
Been a week.
And it has, but I haven't gotten over it yet. I'll probably harp on you about it until the start of NBA basketball. or my apologies to Olympic basketball, because then we're all going to be on the same team. Go USA, fuck every other country, and then we'll go from there.
I just want to point out our last show. I like when you said, you know what else they're going to be playing for us at $1 million this summer, Ian? Their country's pride. Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna be all in here. I believe that we will win. Talking about USA, maybe we'll cover Copa America later. We probably won't.
I think
But
we
I
got
hope
about
everybody
2 weeks away from the Olympic tryouts when we see it'd be blue versus white for the teams for the warm-ups.
I forgot about that. Oh, you know what? That game is probably here in Vegas. It always is.
You should go to that.
So I can fight LeBron James. Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you have to, but if you didn't, I'd be very disappointed in you.
All right. Well, again, like you said, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, trying to get this fucking bitch ass computer to work. But yeah, Mixed Reactions. We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. We're gonna be talking
Dallas
about
Cowboys 2025 Super Bowl champions. Book it.
Dallas Cowboys wild card elimination 2025 through 2029. I have put the curse of many cats on you.
Have a good night, y'all.
All right, good night, everybody.